Hey everybody, it's my new video, and in this one, I'm going to share a secret. I haven't told this to my friends, and my family don't know, is that I am actually a trained exorcist. You know, like in the movies, Exorcist and Possession of Emily Rose? Well, those movies are just movies. In The Exorcist, you got these priests saying, with the girl, and they said she's possessed, and then they keep saying the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ that is fake. I'm going to explain to you what I was taught and trained. I was about 21 or 22, and I was hanging out with this guy. Me and this guy were talking and all that. He had a cloak. He had that thing. You know that thing priests have? That thing with the white... I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I started hanging around with him. Then he took me to his house. I was in his house, and he started saying, hey, he started telling me, these were his words. He said, I can feel good vibes, good energy. You got a really spiritual soul. I could sense your vibes and stuff like that. Then I was like, I said, hey buddy, what are you trying to say there? And then he was like, don't worry, nothing like that. And then he started telling me about how he was an exorcist, and he's dealt with the occult, and he's not dealt with the occult, but dealt with people that were Satanists and all this, and he did exorcisms on them and stuff like that. He actually talked about secretly taking demons out of people. Well, he said he would never successfully took a demon out of a person, but he said he has talked to demons from people, and he taught me. He said, since my spirit is holy, and I'm like, holier than thou or something like that, he started saying, he taught me how to challenge. He said, because of my good spirit, he started telling me how to conduct exorcisms. He said the main thing in an exorcism is to talk. The real actual thing to do is to talk to the person first. You talk to the person, let them know that you're their friend. You talk to them. You tell them to lay down, get comfortable, just lay there, and you continuously talk to them, and then you switch your conversation from them to another person. You start talking as if they were somebody else, until the demon actually starts making himself known. He starts making himself known. And then that's when you continuously talk to him and try to get him to leave. Try to get him to leave the person. Get the evil spirit out of the person. He taught me over 2-3 days worth of tricks on what to do and all this and all that. What to do, what to actually expect, because he even told me there'll be incidents where the demon or the evil spirit will get violent and will lash out at me. Then he said, when that happens, I have to try to defend myself, but I cannot harm the person. I can only address the demon that is inside of this person. And then after 2-3 days of being taught what to do, he actually told me, you are now a trained exorcist. Perform this. Then he told me to perform these acts, but secretly, because he said if I actually struck a nerve with somebody, they won't even remember. They won't even remember the possession at all. They will not even know that I was talking to them. And then my first incident with a demon was with my friend. Me and my friend were getting stoned, getting high. We were high out of our minds. And we were talking. This is around the time I first started getting high. I was about 23, 24. And I was talking to my friend. And then I started feeling negative vibes in his house. I started feeling like, oh my God, what am I doing here? What's going on here? And then we started sitting there talking, playing video games. Then I kept on feeling negative energy. And then I got up off my couch and I looked at him. He was playing the games and I said, holy jeez, man, what's going on? And he was like, not much. And I started saying, do you like living here, man? I mean, it's like a pigsty. Then he was like, oh, I love living here. Do you ever, I started telling him, like, do you ever, I didn't know what to say. I was just learning. And I told him, do you ever think that there's, like, people out to get you and stuff like that? Then right away, he started getting annoyed. He was like, what are you talking about? Then I told him, I'm just wondering, do you ever feel like you're, like, people are smarter than you, righter than you, and like I was doing what that guy taught me. I was addressing him first, and then I noticed, we were both high out of our minds, right? Then I started noticing him. I couldn't see his facial expressions changing. His facial expressions started to change. Then that's when I realized I was getting to the demon. The negative vibes were coming out in him. That's when he started looking at me like this. All of a sudden, he's like this. Like this. And I'm like, holy shit, I did it. And I realized I'm there. I've reached the demon. The demon is right here. Then I was like, okay, why are you here? I started saying, I was in shock. I was in a state of shock. Then he started saying, like, fuck you, continuously told me to fuck myself. And then he kept saying, fuck yourself, and all this stuff. And I tried to remain calm. I tried to remain calm and steady. I continuously talked to this demon. I kept saying, why this person? Why not anybody else? This person is not a part of you. You are a part of him. If you move, I kept moving my hands. You have to move your hands like this. You have to move your hands like this in order to conduct a ceremony. And I kept saying, why can't you go to another mind? Why this mind? You cannot possess a spirit that does not want you there. I continuously talked like I was a crazy person, but that's what I was taught, and then later on I lost him. I lost the channel. Right away, snapping my finger, I just went like that, and by mistake. And when I did that, I lost connection with the spirit. And then my friend just looked at me and said, why the fuck are you standing? I thought we were just playing a video game. And I was like, holy shit, this is real. I just really fucking did this. Which was pretty cool. First time I ever did an exorcism. And then one of my ex-girlfriends, I'm not gonna say who, but she was possessed. I was at her home. This is after we started banging and everything like that. Then I told her, because I started feeling negative energy. Then I was like, I'm going to pray. I just felt like praying. I said, hey. I told her, I started another tactic. I started saying, hey, I'm just going to see if your house is haunted. I think your house is haunted. I'm going to talk to the spirit. Then she was like, don't fucking say my house is haunted. Then I said, don't worry, we were laying there. Then I said, I was like this. I was like, okay, I am now speaking to the spirit in the room. And right after I said that, my girlfriend at the time, no, she's my ex now, but at the time she turns to me and says, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I'm like, I started going, "Holy shit!" And then the spirit, the woman kept. I started talking to the woman. I started talking to her. I knew I struck a nerve. There's this evil spirit right there, and I started saying, why are you talking through this woman? Why are you here?" But I kind of reached a violent spirit. She had a violent spirit in her. She started saying, "Get the fuck." Yeah? Yeah, 1 minute. I started saying, "Get the fuck." He started saying, "Get the fuck out. I'm gonna fucking kill you." Then I realized the demon was violent. A violent spirit was in this woman. So I started telling myself, I started saying, I cannot, this demon is too violent, I cannot continue. So instead of talking to the demon, I got right scared. I thought she was going to kill me. So I started backing up. Then I put my shoes on. And I couldn't, I felt the demon was too possessive over her spirit, so I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go. I left her still possessed. She was still possessed. I did a wrong thing. I left her while the demon was still coming out. It happened a couple times. One time, the last time that was around the time I broke up with her. I was talking to her, and she became really possessed right away. The demon never left her. She was still possessed. And she turned to me and said, "Thomas," she grabbed her necklace, ripped it off. She ripped her necklace off. Then she said, "Get the fuck out." And I was like, "You just broke your necklace, woman. That's like a $200 necklace you just broke." Then she was like, "Just get out, or I'll kill you." And I said, "Okay, I'm out of here. Bye." I just left her possessed. I'm not supposed to do that, but I did. Anyway, that's my video. I'll make another video where I'm actually teaching you. I'll actually teach you how to do it, and if your spirit is holier than thou, that's how the guy told me, then you'll know how to do it. Thank you very much.